What is up, guys? Matt here, and this is going to be our preview of a new set that's coming out on November 29th on Black Friday. It's the Endurance. I am super excited about it. It looks awesome. You can see from the pirate ship back there that I really like ships. Not so much that I know a lot about them, as you'll see. But I think ships are really cool. The Endurance set looks amazing. So let's just get right into it and see what's in this super cool new set. All right, here we are on LEGO's website, the Endurance. It's $269.99 coming out, like I said, on November 29th on Black Friday. Kind of a weird time for sets to come out, but you know, I guess a lot of people are going to be out in the mall, so might as well. This is an 18 plus set, so no kids allowed for this one. 3,011 pieces. So pretty good deal for 270 bucks. Not an amazing deal, and I wish it came with minifigs, which we will get to in a moment. So if you don't know, just a super quick and probably half wrong recap of why this ship is so cool. Basically, in this age of exploration, a lot of people were kind of obsessed with Antarctica, I guess, and Ernest Shackleton really wanted to sail through Antarctica for some reason. That seems like a bad idea to me, but that's what he wanted to do. Basically, they attempted to sail through Antarctica, I guess, and like bust up the ice along the way and sail through it because they thought that sounded like an awesome idea. I don't think it sounds that awesome, to be honest, but whatever floats your boat, or doesn't. So they get to Antarctica, they're sailing along or whatever, they're crushing through the ice, being awesome. It's a really cool ship apparently, but it's just like not quite strong enough for the Antarctic ice. They get trapped in there, the ship gets further like crushed and it sinks basically, and they're like, well, we don't have a ship now, that sucks. What are we gonna do? So they basically make their way to nearby Elephant Island. Ernest Shackleton and a few others are like, no one's gonna find us here. We're gonna have to go get help. They sail some other place that's kind of far away for like several weeks in the Antarctic Ocean, some whaling station. They get help, they go back and rescue everyone. So basically the moral of the story is every person from that original ship was rescued. No one died, the dogs died. Sorry. So Ernest Shackleton is basically considered like the premier example of like a leader performing well under stress and being able to keep a calm head and do amazing things when everything's looking really, really bad. This is gonna be set 10335. Not a bad deal for 3,011 pieces. It looks great, but we'll get into that here in a minute. Oh, here's a little video, and yep, that's basically what happened in Lego form. Got stuck in ice, it sank, it did not land like that on the little plaque. Ernest Shackleton's lifeboat. So it does come with a gift of purchase that also starts, of course, on 11/29. So here is where we get the minifigs. Let's take a look at the pictures. Here we are, and it looks awesome. Black hull. It's the second really big ship in the Icons line after the Titanic from several years ago. Lots of cool sails. I'm sure it looks like it was probably steam powered too. It looks like there's a little like steam tower thingy over here, but it's got a ton of sails. So, you know, this ship is all cool in its own right, but if you're someone who really likes to make pirate ships, then you've got lots of cool sails here. It's got a really handsome black hull. It's got this plaque on the bottom that we're gonna take a look at here in a minute. Looking here at the back of the ship, we can see the name Endurance with a star below and this big propeller, so definitely had some kind of steam power or something to have this big propeller back there. We can see from these little like stair pieces that this is not minifigure scale, so these stairs are a little bit more like what we saw on the Artemis launch, and I'm sure lots of other sets where these little like gear pieces are used as stairs. So this is not gonna be minifigure scale. It won't really make sense probably to have a minifigure on this boat, unfortunately. We can see that British flag up on top, and that looks, hopefully that's a print, but we'll see. I can't tell whether that Endurance thing is a print or a sticker. Probably, I don't know, I don't really see any lines, so that's probably a print, so that's great. Looking down from the top, it looks really, really nice. So we see the 4 lifeboats on the side, that really nice line from all the sails connecting and you know, the rigging and stuff inside there. Looks like it's got 2 anchors probably. I think that's 2 anchors, I don't know. You know, I went on a cruise when I was 13, so that's pretty much the extent of my experience with ships. The deck is this tan color and looks really nice, and overall it's just a really nice looking, attractive, cool ship. The black, white, and tan theme looks really attractive. It has a really nice vintage vibe. Here we get a 3/4 view from the back. Love that little like life preserver there on the side. All the little portholes we see on the top section here look really great. Again, all the little lifeboats look really nice. Then we get a different view of that little like steam tower there near the backside, which has a name that's not backside, but I don't know, aft, the aft side, is that a thing? The rigging looks really nice. It actually looks kind of similar to some of the rope bridges we've seen recently in sets like the Viking Village, I think, had a rope bridge like this. Oh, and it looks like we've got some maybe like legitimate like string too here in the rigging instead of the like those like molded rubber pieces that they sometimes use. But 3 masts, so it feels like it's going to be pretty hefty. Here we get a nice looking view of the aft side, maybe, where the steering wheel is. It's not what it's called. Ship steering wheel. I thought it had a cooler name. It's just a ship's wheel, I guess. Here we get a nice little look at the ship's wheel. Wow, it looks huge compared to those stairs, so I don't know. I'm kind of curious what it looked like in real life. All the little wood accents with the brown look really nice on top of the lighter colored deck. It looks like we get a little bit of cool interior moments, like this little, I don't know if this is a little bed. It looks like a little compass or something there, some binoculars, and a little flame. Again, the scale's a little funny between this interior section and the size of these stairs. On the right side here, we can see what looks like is maybe supposed to be a bed, if I had to guess. I don't know for sure. I do really like the look of these like gold portals on the side, and they look really nice. I mean, I wonder if that's a print. It's gotta be a print. So now we can see that gold propeller near the back that looks really nice, and then that the rudder is rotatable, so you can position that rudder a little bit however you want. Oh, I know what they're saying. Okay, that's kind of cool. So what they're implying here, and that makes sense with this gear, so that when you turn the ship's wheel, it actually rotates the rudder. That's cool. Lots of really nice details and shaping with these like white flexible pieces near the top and bottom, just to give a little detail to the backside of the ship. Looking at the next screen, we can see a little peek at the interior, which that's kind of cool looking. There's a little wheel back there, so this must be like the little steam engine, I'm guessing, but it's got a little wheel back there with a gauge, so you can control the power of that steam engine, which makes sense because we've got this like steam column right beside it. That's pretty cool, I like that. We can see that we do get some kind of gray cordage of some kind. It looks heavier than the super thin black string that we usually get for like ship rigging. So really curious to see what that's all about. Here we get a better look at the lifeboats, which it looks like you can remove all of them, so that's pretty cool if you want to like make it look like they just crashed and they're using the lifeboats to like, I don't know, bring them down so they can sail off on their own and find Elephant Island. That's cool. They look like little nice boats. Looks like you can probably put a couple minifigures in them, maybe? I don't know. I wonder what scale those lifeboats are. It looks like we do get a tiny peek of some like off-colored Technic pieces within the build, so we see a little bit of a blue here. I think that's not ideal, but not the end of the world. It would be nice if that were black or something, but you know, Lego would be nice if you occasionally made some of these parts in not blue and red. Wow, so looking at the next image, we can see what the scale of this is gonna be, and it's a pretty goodly sized boat. Wow, this thing is a couple of feet wide, it looks like. This is definitely bigger than I expected. This is gonna look awesome on display. I'm sure we'll see dimensions somewhere in the listing, but it looks, I don't know, it looks pretty hefty to me. It looks like it's gotta be somewhere around, you know, what is that, like 20 to 24 inches? That's a pretty beefy ship. All of those sails look great. It's so long, and you know, and the whole part has a very chunky look, but we do get a nice looking plaque that looks like it's hopefully printed with the Endurance name and the star on it, and some cool little detail and some information about it. And it's a really nicely designed little classic looking plaque with a little stand for the ship, and that looks great. Some more details in the screen about some of the back half of this ship. Again, just looking amazing. We see that heavier duty gray cordage that we saw a few screenshots ago, and that looks really, really nice. We'll zoom in a little bit here and see if we can get a better look at that flag, which I can't tell if that's like a hard plastic piece or what's going on with that flag. It's gotta be printed probably, but what a funny looking shape. I'm not sure what's going on there with that flag, but interested to see when it comes out. We do see that a lot of these Technic pins are black, so it's not like there's blue and red like popping out all over the place. All right, here's a better look at that plaque we saw a moment ago, and it looks great. So the Endurance, original name was the Polaris, that's interesting. 350 horsepower, coal-fired steam and sails, so there's that answer. Complement of 28 people, so it took that many people to run this ship effectively. Another view of these cool lifeboats and how those attach, so it looks like they sort of hang onto these curved pieces, and if you can just plot them off of these little like white arms. I do really like the look of all these like nougat colored little pieces that are holding these beams. That looks really nice. Here we get another look at, it looks like you can pop off a section of it. So this is that same room we saw a minute ago with the binoculars and I think a compass in there. And there's a map of Antarctica on this little part there. I can't tell if that's a sticker or a print. It's probably a sticker, but hopefully it's a print. and it looks like that whole section sort of pops off, so that's interesting. I'm not sure what the utility of that is yet. Maybe you can recreate the wreck? I don't know. Okay, so here's our look at the inside of those lifeboats, and they do not look like they support like minifigs. I mean, you can position a minifig in there, but he'll look like a giant. It's not gonna look good. These are not minifigure scale. There are no studs available to attach a minifigure to these lifeboats. So that makes sense given the scale of the ship. Wow. So here it is on display in this gentleman's cabin, which looks pretty cool. It looks huge here. It looks great. I think this is a beautiful set. It's gonna look really, really nice on display. And I feel like it will suit a lot of interiors. So, you know, this is one of those sets, if you really wanted it in your office, like if you had someone who maybe didn't necessarily collect Lego, but they wanted a cool thing to go on their stately desk at work, I guess, I don't know. Or if they have a study. If you have a study, this would look great in your study. We can see the back of the box here. Ooh, let's check out these dimensions. Wow, 31.5 inches, 80 centimeters. Holy crap. That is even bigger than I thought. This thing is a beast. 18.5 inches tall. Yeah, this thing is looking pretty big. So here's that little picture where we get a sense of the interior that we can see. They are super proud of that rudder turning when you turn the ship's wheel. So that's fun. You can open up that little section and see the steam engine compartment. So it looks like that's pretty much everything we're getting on the interior, not much more than that. So here's the deal. So we talked about the fact that this does not come with any minifigures, and you think, you know, even though it's not minifigure scale, sure would be really great if it came with an Ernest Shackleton minifigure, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, Lego? Well, here we go. Let's learn more about Shackleton's lifeboat. So here is the gift with purchase that you can get if you buy the Endurance when it comes out on Black Friday, November 29th, for an unknown amount of time, hopefully not a few hours, hopefully a few days. You will also get this beautiful looking gift with purchase. So it comes with Ernest Shackleton and his filmographer. There was a guy who had a camera and he did a lot of the like filming and photo taking on this voyage. Frank Hurley, that was his name. So you get those two minifigures and they look great. It's a beautiful little set. I just really, really wish that it came with the ship. I mean, I don't know. I know it's not minifigure scale, but it seems almost criminal to have a gift with purchase that's gonna be sold out almost certainly within 48 hours. That's the only way you're gonna get this Ernest Shackleton minifigure, which is really unfortunate because they're probably not gonna make any one of those. Again, I haven't really taken a close look at this. I don't know if it's like a custom head or if there's anything super specific about it. I feel bad for anyone who isn't able to get that set during that time frame and get this gift with purchase with those two minifigures and this really cool looking little lifeboat at the same time, because that sucks. Because this is a beautiful little set on its own. Lego does this in a really, really clever way to really drive purchases, and that makes sense, and I understand that from a business standpoint. But I really, really wish they would make these available at some point later on for people to buy on their own, because they're really cool. People would love to have them. It's the only way you're gonna get these minifigures that go so well with a set, so that's kind of a shame. So if someone buys this as a gift for a loved one, or if you buy it for yourself, for Christmas time or whatever, or with Christmas money after the holidays, then you're not gonna get that set with Ernest Shackleton and Frank Hurley, the photographer. So that sucks. We'll just click through really quickly on these images of the gift with purchase right now. Ernest Shackleton looks awesome. He looks weathered and grizzled. Probably had quite a beard during the end of this voyage, but he doesn't have any facial hair here, so he must have found himself a razor. He's using a sextant or something, it looks like, which is pretty baller. That ship is pretty cool looking. Frank Hurley looks great in his little cap. Ernest Shackleton has on his scarf because, you know, it's Antarctica and it's chilly, so he's got to have that scarf on. But overall, I think this is an awesome set. 232 pieces, free if you buy this set on Black Friday and for an unknown amount of time after. Really, really cool. I'm excited to get this. So that's the Endurance set, and it's really cool gift with purchase. I'm super excited about it, so I'm gonna be lining up on November 29th on Black Friday to pick it up right alongside you guys. Let me know what you think about this set. What do you think about the gift with purchase situation? If it's something you're gonna be getting. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Later, nerds.